Pack your meds. No more counting out the pills, dropping them on the floor. Oh, what a mess. And they have a full selection of pharmaceutical CBD. Wheelchairs, over-the-counter meds, you name it, they've got it. So if you're looking for the best and you want the best pharmacy, you go to Beaumont Pharmacy at their new location, 835 North Highland Springs, Beaumont Avenue in Beaumont, California, Suite 110. Give them a call, 951-845-8252.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMT 1490 AM. I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez. It's good to have you with us. We got Jess over there. Jess, what's going on?
Good morning. Yes, I'm excited. I kind of wish it was next week, but yeah, I'm waiting for some new movies to come out.
All right. When you say next week, wait a minute. Wait. I remember like March. I'm sorry. I always keep calling it March. May. What's it called? I think 5th. Something comes out, I want to say, can I remember what it is? I'm not gonna lie. I saw Super Mario Brothers, which I'm not gonna lie, I thought was pretty awesome. I like everybody that like has someone who grew up on it, go see it. And then I saw like kind of like they did with Avengers. I saw this huge like layout of maybe not a layout, maybe like what would you call it? Like a timeline of all the movies coming out. So there's a Super Mario Brothers 2 coming out, but Metroid Prime looks like it's coming out. Then they're doing a Pikachu 2, which I didn't know that was going to happen. I don't know if you saw Pikachu, the first one, but you know, with Ryan Reynolds, and he did a great surprise at the kind of, you know, oh, I just spoiled that. Anyway, Ryan Reynolds is in that, so go see Pikachu and then get ready for Pikachu 2. So there's this huge like. So what's next week that you want to be now?
So next week is the end of a trilogy for the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, no. I forgot about that. Yeah, I have to see it. I'm not going to be happy about it. Because you know what? I say this. I say, man, I'm going to go on a rant. Just save me. Well, why? Are you excited for it? Are you excited for the end of it? Do you think that they could pick it up and go further? What do you think?
They could always pick it up and go further, but this is supposed to be the end for not the end like they're gonna pass away, but like I think Zoe Saldana is gonna stop after this for doing Gamora. She's happy to pass it on to another actor. Drax is, I think this is his last showing. It's just supposed to be very sentimental.
Not sentimental. You know what I don't like, Jess? When they did it little special, you told me to watch it. And right? Like, come on, what about Groot? What about, you know, the raccoon? I get it, you know, like they need, you know, to have time off too. But I guess I'm just, you know, people go, why do you look so much into a movie? I go, you know what? There's a reason. You know, they have there's a reason they're out there. It feels like the Marvel verse is kind of like going, okay, let's wind down with only certain properties and not others. And I think honestly, him going over to DC is a reason they ended it. I think they had more in them. You know, I think they need to honestly bring, you know, I want to say the original Gamora, because the new Gamora would be like, how dare you? But the fact that she got lost in the big crisis moment, I think they need to bring her back because that whole team is depressed. And I think it's like in the entire show. So I think that's where we're at with it. And I think honestly that special that they had that you had me watch, Jess, which I was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Was basically the last, and that's why they're so depressed in that. But it was supposed to have like a pickup with that, or it's like in the middle of the movie. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? What's that on that people can watch? You know, in the meantime.
Oh, you're talking about the holiday special. Yeah, that was a fun time. I think that's a little bit before part 3 is gonna start. So it gives us a small glimpse on what the Guardians have been doing since the end of part 2
They put
or
on
the
a
end of
lot of weight,
Endgame.
man. Did you see them? They're heavy. That's why I think that. What's his name? But Bautista. Did you see Bautista in the What's that one? It's about like them saving, but kind of like you had to make a choice. Knock at the cabin. Did you see that? Or knock at the door or something like that?
A Knock at the Cabin. Yes, I actually did see that movie. I did.
What'd you get out of it?
Uh, there was another movie I saw that was similar to this. I can't remember. Oh, I think it was called Cabin in the Woods. Um, as similar premise, but yeah, I enjoyed the Cabin in the Woods. No, not Cabin. Oh, there's too many cabins. Knock in the cabin.
I get them confused. Anyway, look, here's the thing. I have a theory, but I'm going to hold on to it as I usually do. Okay, what's going on in the world, Jess?
A lot of things are going on. Some are good, some are bad. Um, let's see. Oh, I know what you missed though. Since you weren't here, did you hear what happened at Disneyland on the weekend?
No.
Well, last week.
No.
No? Okay, so apparently their giant dragon thing that they have in their fireworks spectacular thing.
Not gonna lie, I'm a little upset. I did see that on Instagram. I forgot. Like you're right about that. Like I was thinking something else, but you're right. It caught on fire, right? The big like finale with the big that's from
Maleficent, I think it was.
yeah, it's in the original. I always get them too confused. It's Cinderella, and then the other one with the night.
Sleeping,
Huh?
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping
Sleeping
Beauty.
Beauty.
Yeah, that's the dragon for Sleeping Beauty originally before Maleficent, but that ties it together. Okay, so the question I have is this: like, well, when's the last time you've been to Disney?
Honestly, it's been at least 20 plus years. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while.
So you never
Well,
saw.
how about the last time I was there? They had the Main Street Electrical Parade.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah, that was the last time I was there as a kid.
Okay, and they keep like they say, okay, it's ending, and then they bring it back, and then like you're like, dude, that's like a lot of electricity, but whatever. Look, okay, so did anybody get hurt?
No, 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 no. No one got hurt. It was actually behind area where people can't go. So it was just actually really crazy. All I saw was just everyone attaching songs to the burning dragon. I could not stop laughing.
Oh God! All right, it's on for those that never been to Disney. Okay, and it's one of those things at night. There's been times I go and I want to see it, but there's so many people. They camp out. They get like a front row seat. They get their blanket. They sit on the floor and they just camp there. That way, no one will take their spot. It used to be called, I think, Phantasmic, and it was a really good like end of the night thing. The fireworks would happen at certain times. Usually, they have a couple showings. Every now and then they don't have it, and I'm like, oh, I'm disappointed, but whatever. And then there's like water in between, so it's on like a little island in the middle. For those that go way back, if you remember do you remember the canoes that you could take and you could go around the entire, like, maybe not the entire, but like a portion, and then you have the big what do you call it? The boat known as Steamboat Willie.
I'm gonna say negatory on that one. I have no idea.
Okay, it's near Pirates of the Caribbean. It's considered like kind of like a lagoon, but it's not a lagoon. It's more a moat. And so, I can see no one getting hurt except for maybe a couple people that, are in the area of that. Usually they're very safe with that. I don't know what went wrong, but yeah. So, okay. So that happened at Disney. What happened in the world, Jess?
Oh, you want me to talk about that? Are we gonna have Resident Evil? I don't know. So, apparently, the World Health Organization. This happened, I think, a few days ago. They saying that there's a high risk of biological hazard. Apparently, a biolab in Sudan was raided, and many things were taken.
So when you say raided, okay, let's go with, and people are like, what? How'd you go from Disney, Dragon on Fire, Guardians of the Galaxy? Now we're talking about what? So when you say raided, all right, we're not talking about Raiders of the Lost Ark. We're talking about something that really happened that could cause a problem for everyone. I don't think people understand what's in that, but it happens all the time. Okay, think Jurassic Park. Do you remember when they take? I always go to movies. You're going, why do you talk movies? I go, because you can relate. Jurassic Park. They stole or they took. Remember, he breaks out. He puts it in lockdown. Then he gets out his way. He gets a little canister. They show the canister later. Although, if you look at the one where he steals, it actually gets under like you got to go back to that with the Raptors, and it gets under the what do you call it? Oh, mud, right? It gets under, so it's the Barbasol can. Unless they have another one, which actually got it. That makes sense because that's how they hide the samples, right? But each of those samples have a particular dinosaur DNA, which we're here. People don't get that, but they're creating mammoth meat, right? So whatever. So now the place that you're talking about, what do they have a lot of, Jess?
So they have like samples of cholera, the measles, and I want to say smallpox, but to be honest, who really knows? Unless, only they do. And I'm pretty sure they wouldn't tell us exactly what everything was stolen.
Yeah, it's interesting that
So,
you said some of those really quick. Those create a lot of problems for everyone. Now, here's my question: Why? Wow, here's the headline. WHO, the World Health Organization, warns of biological risk after fighters. Oh, Sudan fighters. That's they're dumb. They're so dumb. They're gonna be the first ones sick, guaranteed. They don't know how to keep it controlled. Some people think this happened in Wuhan, which is why the virus of coronavirus got broken out. But it's interesting that the World Health Organization is kind of like saying, "Hey, people, be careful." Here's another one. BBC News: Sudan crisis. The World Health Organization warns of biological hazard at seized lab. Oh, violence mars U.S. brokered ceasefire. In other words, U.S. brokered, what they would say, oh, we're not going to do anything, but it's all happening right. So, okay, so what does this mean for everyone? Jess, can you break it down?
It depends on what they decide to do with it. Me personally, I wouldn't trust those things with anybody. Hopefully they don't use anything. That's all I gotta say. I would not want any of those to be used as weapons. Although, to be honest, if I had those, I would be using them as weapons. But that's just me.
Oh, guess you'd be the first to die. Like, see, this is the
Oh,
problem with
but
man and
exact-
disease and all these. Wait, you said it has what diseases again? Can you go back to that?
Let's see. I think I said measles, cholera.
You know how
Those-
deadly cholera is, Jess? It's probably a mutated version of cholera. Okay. People always ask, why is it in a laboratory when you want to get rid of it? And here's the thing. Let's go back to Resident Evil. Anybody that's seen it, okay? When they break either in or out, what happens to the virus eventually? Who does it kill, Jess?
Most likely it kills everybody that's normal. I don't know.
Well, anyone
Regular-
who's not immune, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing about. But technically she dies, but then they have a clone of her, so that's why she keeps like going, right? But technically she's immune from the virus. That's why if you bite her, she's actually like immune, right? So her blood is immune. That's why she's special, because they think, okay, if she's immune, let's keep her so we can get the immune thing. That way, sure, some people get dead, they're gonna die anyway, but we can profit from it. So that is why these laboratories exist, to have these, viruses, in essence, on ice. Now, the fact that this got broken into, Jess, it's people aren't going to understand how big it is, but and I don't know if we have Bill Norby from Applebee's, which he's not going to want to talk about this, but I'll say this, man, we got a lot to worry about. We're going to take a little break. We'll group up after this. This is a moment where I go, well, what are you going to do? It's always there. We'll be right back with more right after this. Yikes.
We're in the studio with Fred Penny, managing attorney with Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers. Fred, tell us what makes you the #1 choice for handling personal injury cases.
Most of our firm is made up of former insurance company trial lawyers with extensive experience handling all types of personal injury matters. We believe that gives us a distinct advantage.
That's Penny and Associates Injury Lawyers with locations throughout California. For a free consultation, go to pennyandassociates.com or call 1-800-616-4LAW. That's 1-800-616-4LAW.
Hi, everyone. This is Bernadette, the host of One Life Radio, your #1 source for alternative and holistic health since 2011. One Life Radio is designed to educate and inspire. Visit us at oneliferadio.com, because you get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it. Tune in weekdays at 1 p.m. on 1490 KMET Smart Talk, ABC News Radio.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, Truckworks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, Truckworks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at Truckworks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam-encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam-encased queen pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hemet, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 queen pillow top sale on now.
Are you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
After the game, after school, after work, Applebee's is where you want to be to enjoy their bold, savory grilled steaks, salmon, or chicken. Applebee's is located where Beaumont meets Banning, just off 6th Street near Highland Springs Avenue. Applebee's started with the same philosophy they follow today. Focus on serving good food to good people in a neighborhood-style setting. Applebee's also offers car side to go when you order online. Applebee's in Beaumont, serving the Pass area. So fresh, so fast, make it Applebee's tonight.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I'm going to throw it up here. Here it is. As long as you can have it, it's the $6 cerveza and sips with the strawberry. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to let our very own Bill Norby here over at Applebee's. Bill, what's going on?
Good morning, Aaron, Jesse, and all the KMET listeners. Yes, we are doing $6 cerveza and sips for a few more weeks yet. And don't forget 5 boneless wings for $1 if you buy any of our handcrafted burgers. And of course, don't forget your KMET discount, 10% every day, all day.
Okay. So I had a conversation because I already did the book, but I'm getting illustrations done for the book, and I'm like, okay, I need to I want to kind of chill. And the first thing that came to me, especially yesterday, was what about obviously Applebee's, but what about like a good something that goes along with the wings? But then I looked at the menu and I said, wait, the wings by themselves, okay. And then I said, okay, what happened to, and I go, wait a minute, they don't have the endless boneless wings. That's right. So if I want just wings as an appetizer, what time do I go and have fun?
Yeah, so of course it is on our happy hour half-priced appetizers. And so that's 3 to 5 and 9 until we close every night at midnight. And you can get that, the boneless wings, half price, or you can get just about every other appetizer we have.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. It's the sauce that makes it, right? So sometimes I go, okay, because they go, because you have multiple different ones that you can have, but I always like the orange. What's the orange one called?
Oh, it's our classic wing sauce.
Yeah.
It's not too hot, but it does have a little bit of a kick to it.
Yeah, put a little ranch with it, or sometimes people put blue cheese, but it's kind of weird with blue cheese. But the ranch just like subtles it, and then you have whatever you want. And then so I was like, okay, because they want to show me an illustration, and they're like, oh, I don't want to get it all over the place. I said, no, that's fine. Like we get a table, and then but you can only do a table. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. Anyway, what would you recommend that I get for the illustrator? Because I need it to happen like now. It'll take it a while.
The illustration, well, it's you could try any of our our twofer menu too. Don't forget that, as well as, like I say, the $6 cerveza and sips. Modelos are $6, which is a special deal.
Okay.
And strawberry daiquiri.
Okay. So get them kind of like, I get that. Get them creative. Make sure to keep them there. Get them enough protein to offset that. Don't get more than one, and then I might have my illustrations done by the end of the day, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna do that because the book needs to come out with illustration. I had somebody actually message me and they said literally they said I read it to my kid but it has no like pictures, and I go, well, yeah, it's kind of the point because it's a rhyme. But I'm like, all right, so I said, okay, I'm gonna invest some time, invest some energy, invest some, but the point is, and I think this is what everybody needs to think the rest of the day. Whenever you're working or whenever you're at business or whenever you're like collaborating or you're saying to people, hey, I need to make like something, go take them to Applebee's because Applebee's has the specials that you could treat them, or you could say, hey, especially in Beaumont and Banning, what can they say?
Well, they can say, give me my 10% discount because I'm a KMAT listener, and you will come where Beaumont meets Banning, down here at the Highland Springs exit of the 10 freeway.
Yeah, that's it. So the guy that I'm dealing with actually is more local here, but at any Applebee's, that's what I want to kind of bring out. Because sometimes we have people go, how come it didn't work at, the one that and I go, no, you got to go to Beaumont and Banning, because sometimes people listen all over, the U.S., and I go, no, not that one. So anyway, that's the point I got to put out there, because Bill doesn't speak for all the Applebee's. He just speaks for the Beaumont and Banning location. That's what you need to know. But okay, now I know we usually talk about certain specials that you guys have there. Is there anything that is like kind of something that people order but it's not on the menu? I know you also have something for parents or grandparents. Can you recommend anything off that menu?
Well, right now we're doing a special moms, dads, and grads. So you buy $50 in gift cards, you get a $10 bonus card. And so, because Mother's Day is coming up, Father's Day is coming up behind that, and of course all of our graduations in between those. So it's moms, dads, and grads, and you buy a $50 gift card, you get a $10 bonus card all the way through Father's Day, and don't forget your grandparents too. I think that's in September, but by that time the promotion will be over.
Yeah, no. I'm glad you said that because, I did see something post on that. I don't know when that happens, but I'm a horrible son. But the point is this. Everyone go to Applebee's, get the menu, and then see what they have. I know I'm showing a menu that actually has something out here, which is the is that hot fire Cheetos thing still a thing?
No, those are all done. We are those were for a limited time only, and that product is longer in our restaurant.
Okay, I'm looking at the salmon, I'm looking at the burger, and I'm looking. Do you have pasta that's good for anyone?
Well, absolutely. We've got the classic broccoli out chicken Alfredo. We've got the 4-cheese mac and cheese with honey pepper chicken tenders, and we've got the 3-cheese chicken penne.
Okay, including the salad. If you're like, because I know, I talked to my mom. And she was like, I can't have that. It's 300 calories. I'm like, Ma, you can have it. Like, seriously, you need to eat. Anyway, so she's watching what she eats. So I go, Applebee's is where it's at. Go have that, have fun, and then just go ahead and the rest of the day chill. You know what I mean? Okay, Bill, before we I know there's a lot of sports in the news. I know you're watching some of it, not all of it, because you're busy, helping especially the employees there. But is there anything that we should look forward to the rest of the week, especially if we go to the area where you have the TVs?
Yes, well, the NBA playoffs are in high gear right now. Also, the Stanley Cup in hockey. Like I say, we don't get a whole lot of requests, but if you want to watch a hockey game, we will find a TV. We've got 13 of them. And, of course, the playoffs are on just about all of our playoffs. The Warriors won last night. The Lakers, however, did not. But the Angels did also win baseball. So we've got a mixed match of good and bad things happening yesterday.
Yeah. And I know, again, Bill always kind of calls it before it happens, even though... Are they ever going to do that? Like, you had that really cool thing where you would, take people's, what did they think was going to happen, and then you would, are you ever going to do that again or not really?
Well, the pandemic kind of stopped that, and I am looking. It was an NFL pick'em, and we are kind of looking to see if we're going to start that up in this year. We just kind of have to get permission from the bosses, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, because that was fun, and it was bragging rights for people. So it was like, haha, I don't know if I think somebody won consecutively, right?
I don't think anyone ever actually won twice in a row. We had a few people that won multiple times, but not in a row.
Yeah, you're right. One more than once. That's what I mean. You're right. Okay, Bill, I want to say thank you for joining us again. For people that need to get off the freeway, usually off the 10. How do they get, because I know you're south of stuff in the area. Okay, there's the 60 freeway, which is like it turns into the 10. So it's really just the 10, huh?
Yeah, we are at the 10. We are south of the 10. It's a Highland Springs exit of the 10 freeway, and we are on 6th Street. That's in Beaumont. If the same street is called Ramsey in Banning, and that is where Beaumont and Banning come together.
Wait, aren't you north of the 10 freeway?
Are we? Let's see.
Mountains are north.
No. You're right. We are north. Sorry. We're north of the freeway. Don't go south of the freeway. We're north of the freeway.
Yeah, south is all the shopping stuff. So if you want to go south and then north, but I think what you mean is like if you go east, you get off, you go north, then you make, I think, a left, right? Or is it a right? I always get confused right there.
Yeah, if you're going east, you'll take a left. If you're going west, you'll take a right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And the exit again?
The Highland Springs exit, and we are north, just north of the freeway.
Yeah, we are those people to give you the wrong direction. Don't ever ask us. But all right, Bill, thank you very much for spending time with us. You're on the morning show.
All right, see you down at Applebee's.
Okay, we'll see you up at Applebee's. All right, we'll be right back with more right after this. Stay tuned.
Join West Coast Business Review with Daryl McCants each Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock p.m. Daryl focuses on successful businesses from California's southern border to Canada, including the great border states of Arizona and Nevada. Every week, Daryl provides in-depth discussions and interviews with prominent leaders and innovators that make all of our lives better and more productive. West Coast Business Review with Daryl McCants, Wednesdays at 4 o'clock p.m. right here on Smart Talk Radio.
Take KMET 1490 AM with you everywhere you go by downloading our free smartphone apps found on the KMET website, KMET1490am.com. You can also go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store on your phone to download the free app. Now you can listen live or play any of your favorite programmers' podcasts using your smartphone. Go to KMET1490am.com and download your free phone app today.
Summer's almost here, and you know what that means. Sunny days and hot temperatures that make you want to stay inside. Franklin Mechanical Systems can repair or replace your air conditioning unit to get it working before the heat hits. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems is the one for all your residential and commercial air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000 and get cool today.
It's time once again to tell you about a great local event. It's the 15th Annual Cherry Festival Car and Bike Show on May 27th, with proceeds benefiting Carol's Kitchen, the local food bank, and they need our help. It's going to be held at Stewart Park on the corner of 10th Street and Orange on May 27th. Fun for young and old, and it's free to the public. Registration is open to all vehicles and any year. You can get your registration form from many local businesses, including O'Reilly Auto Parts and Inner City Auto in Beaumont and Truck Works in Banning. For more information about entering your vehicle or being a vendor, go to BeamontCherryFestival.org or call 951-906-9577 or 760-835-6530. This is a family-friendly and rain or shine event. So that's the 15th Annual Cherry Festival Car and Bike Show benefiting Carol's Kitchen on May 27th. We'll see you at the show.
Ontario International Airport is onto a better way to fly with over 65 daily nonstop flights to more than 20 major destinations and the easiest airport experience in Southern California. Visit flyonto.com/Ontario to learn more about Ontario International Airport today.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio KMET 1490 AM. I want to say a big thank you to Bill Norby over at Applebee's. Go get your special. Mention KMET and you get a little off. And it always helps when they know who is listening and, of course, and or watching, especially the show. So if you're ever off the 10 freeway, Beaumont Banning is where it's at. Go look at the Applebee's. If you get lost, just put it in your phone, and then you'll be able to find it right away. Sometimes I do get turned around there, and I go, wait, which way is it? But it's north of the freeway, not south. South is where all the shopping centers are at. And I'm not going to lie, I took Jess once. We went south of the freeway. He goes, there is life out here? I didn't even know. Remember that, Jess?
Okay, to be fair, I don't go over there on that part of the past the freeway, so yes, there was life there. A lot of life, actually. So many cool stores.
Yeah, exactly. So Jess was like, what? Oh, speaking of stores, okay, I'm not going to lie. I always wondered when it was going to happen. And I do follow a group on Facebook, okay? So big shout out to You Know You're From San Bernardino If, all right? It's a group that I follow there. A lot of people, especially from the area, and even the listening audience are there. They posted about 3 days ago. It says, couple of pics the day before the demolition. And you don't know this, Jess, because you weren't there. But this is where I went to, okay, when I started my career, people go, well, how did you start? I go, well, honestly, it was people saying, hey, do you want an opportunity? And I said, yes. So I always say, now you got to be more like, I don't always say yes to everything. Some things I got to say no to. But at the time I said, why not? I used to say, sure, why not? But now I go, no, because there are some people that renege, and there are people that think about people that steal and they break into places. That's what they do to opportunity now. They'll just crush it. Anyway, the Carousel Mall, speaking of being crushed, is getting demolished, or it got demolished, I'm not sure. And anyone that knows that area knows that there's a carousel in it. I don't know if they say that. They should for it's kind of like a museum or something. But that's where we had another radio station, and that's where we operated from. So I used to every week drive in once a week. Every other time I would just call in. We took in our own camera. We did our own stuff, and then we put it up on social media. But anyway, the point is this: it's gone. It's bye-bye. I know the station moved. That's another station. But, our station and their station always kind of get along, and then sometimes we don't, but whatever. But the point is, it's history gone. A huge mall. And I'm not going to lie. I remember when it was and I always told people, I said, you should shoot a zombie apocalypse movie in it. So everybody that was in Hollywood would come, but they never did anything with it. And even if they wanted to, it was run by the city. So it's one of those examples where the city should never run a business. Businesses should not be run by a city, because now it's being demolished. What's it going to be built there? I don't know. But obviously, I don't know if it's going to be another mall, because that area is so bad. There are people on the streets that have needles. There are people on the street. I mean, you don't even want to park your vehicle there. I remember parking it there and going, are they going to break in? They literally took a battery from because we used to fuel up. And so it was a truck, and they stole a battery from the car. Who steals a battery from any car, Jess?
Someone who obviously needs some money or a battery for their car.
which I get that. But again, what did you go new? That truck is old. So I remember I tried to start it up and nothing happened. And then I was like, and then you open it up, it's like, oh, there's no battery. I don't know if I opened it up or somebody else opened it up, but I'm like, it needs to get fixed. And then they messed up something. Oh, they took the filter. That's right. It wasn't the battery that they stole that upset. It was the filter. They took who takes an air filter out of unless again you have that type of vehicle. Anyway, they took an air filter out. We didn't know, and then it caused a problem but then they said I did it, and I said no, I didn't do it, because I would never do that. And we never figured out that they took the filter, because later on when they took it back, they said there was no filter in it, and they thought I sabotaged it. So I was like, no, I never did that. And then once they proved it, they wanted me back, but I said the damage is done, man. You guys said I did this, I didn't do it. There you go. But anyway, that's the story. I'm sticking to it because I never did it. I would never, ever. And I said this. I said, why wouldn't I want to be stranded? But they were blaming me because they said, well, you had the truck. I go, yeah, but you, do you remember it was broken into and they stole a battery? They obviously stole the air filter, because I would never do I would never think to steal an air filter. That's number one. But if you steal an air filter, Jess, just so you know, don't, because someone's going to get blamed on it. And it could be like a wife or a husband saying, you messed up my vehicle. They're like, I don't even, people go, what does an air filter do? Evidently a lot, because that truck had to have, it had to be repaired, but it was it's super expensive. So the owner thought, and somebody else said, oh, Aaron had it. So it was yeah, but I was doing work for a show, so I would trade the time to fuel up. And long story short, it was just dumb. So, But there was a lot of stuff that was in between. So that's the point. So don't ever get blamed for something that you A, don't do, and B, prove it. But I'm like, you guys didn't even try to prove it. You just like, threw it out there that I'm the one. When you like, I gave them clients, I gave them people, I gave them like, I'm like, why would I sabotage you when I have clients here? Like, so I'm like, you know what? And I was in between, and that's like right before I came here to this station, I was like, okay, but then I'm like, no, it doesn't add up. And then I'm like, well, I could do both, and I did do both because they allowed it because, you're independent. But the point is, it's all gone. Carousel Mellow is gone. Now that station's still around. I don't know if that truck's still around. They still have to fuel. I don't know who does it. It's a big pain in the butt. But the point is this. That's history. So I would say move on. Don't ever let anybody blame you, especially if it's not your fault, and then make sense to them. That way they say, oh, okay, you're right. You didn't do it. No, I never did. And I made a huge deal on it because I had a friend who was producing with me at the time, and they said, you know what? Make it known that you didn't do this and do it public. Then they were upset that I put it on social media, that I was, in essence, being blamed for stuff that were not my fault. So this happened when did this happen? When I come to ABC? This happened like 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I don't know. It was a while ago. Maybe, I don't know. Time goes by so quick. And then coronavirus, blah, 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 blah. So the point is, San Bernardino has a lot of crime, especially in the area of the mall. And they really need to clean it up. I don't know what they're going to put there, but anyway, there you go. But someone's making money off that, but they didn't make any money at that place. There was a shoe place. There was a couple places like rented out, but majority of it was all closed. And I'm like, why not shoot a film there? But I don't know if anyone did. Anyway, so there you go.
So, yeah, it took me a minute to realize what you're talking about. Someone actually showed me a picture of that mall. I didn't realize where it was or anything. I didn't even realize it was a mall exactly. They showed me a picture of it, and I was just like, I looked at it, I was just like, I feel like I'm just gonna get robbed or stabbed just looking at the picture.
You will. A lot of people did. There were people that were raped in there was so much crime. And then we went through like a little, like one of those big doors that you wouldn't know. And then people were like, am I in the right area when they were waiting? I hated bringing like people out there. I brought Emilio Rivera out there from Sons of Anarchy. Even he was like, am I in the right place? And I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. But that was at day. At night, no, it just doesn't, no. There are people, no. There's so many needles, and there's so many just like, I can't even say the stuff that's on the streets. But that area is just so run down. And I remember when San Bernardino claimed bankruptcy, and they were one of the first cities ever to claim bankruptcy. Do you remember that?
I do not remember that. I do not.
It was kind of before you ever did media with us, to be honest, I think.
That explains why.
Yeah, so you were probably working somewhere else, so you didn't really pay attention. But that area of San Bernardino, people that know it, know we serve San Bernardino, Riverside, and Palm Springs. Then in parts of Orange County, they hear us as well. But the point is, it's just bad. Just don't. Just no way, Jose. I'm not going to show a picture, but it's history. It's a nice carousel. I literally go, oh, there's a carousel, but it didn't operate. And I'm like, oh, but I remember people saying it used to be really busy. But again, this is before coronavirus. Then something happened. The city took it over. So I think it was probably held privately or maybe publicly. I don't know. And then they just didn't know how to run it, or they put a lot of restrictions on it. So people are like, forget it. We're moving out. So when businesses move out, in essence, just move. All right. That station that was there held out for a long time. I know, or maybe they didn't pay the rent. I don't really know who they paid the rent to, but the point is, if you paid rent, or it's all gone, so it doesn't matter. So what's going to be built there? I don't know. It's right off the 10 freeway, just north of it, right east of the 215, I want to say. It's in that little area. Sometimes I miss the ramp, but anyway, is there opportunity? No. If they don't clean up that area, which I don't think they will, that part of San Bernardino, there's a lot of history there, but there's so much. People keep trying to save it, and the people that live in the area, I know they want to save it because there's a lot of like history. Okay, Riverside, for example, you're good in Riverside, Jess. Stay in Riverside, okay? Riverside really like they take care of the history. They have like good restaurants there. They don't follow San Bernardino, but San Bernardino for a long time has to be revamped. And I think it goes back to leadership. It goes back to certain mayors. There was a lot of corruption in San Bernardino. And I think they put a lot of money in their pockets, which goes back to why you don't let a city run a anything really, because they just don't get it together. There are a lot of selfish people there. So that's the story. I'm going to stick to it. And there you go. But yeah, it's being demolished. If people remember that, they're going to be like, yeah, that's right. So there you go. All right, Jess, what else is going on in the world? Oh, let's go back to the breakout. Okay. I'm sorry, it wasn't a breakout. People broke out of there because they broke in to break out a lot of diseases and viruses. But why is that so important, Jess?
Mainly because we don't want rebels or people who are going to use these as a weapon. I'm just imagining the horrors of people using these. I don't want that. It's horrible.
Yeah, no one does, and no one does. And he takes back what he said that he would use it as a weapon, because Jess is not that guy, right, Jess?
No, I say a lot of stuff. I would not want to hurt people. The only way I would hurt people is if either tickling them until they cry, or I don't know.
I have questions about you, Jess. Okay, so here's the thing, Jess. Just say, I do not ever want to do that. I would never do that anyway.
No. I would never hurt anybody. I'd feel too bad.
And not under any circumstances of getting paid for the virus and or otherwise, right?
Yeah.
That is so not convincing, Jess. I'm not getting around you. You're going to get sick. You're going to die. And I'm going to say he's the one who broke in for money. Anyway, look, the point is this, all right? Jess is not that guy. We keep him positive. We keep him, but you never know who that person or person that breaks in, who they are, And I get it. It says fighters. They call them freedom fighters. They call them a bunch of things. There's a lot of problems in the area. I think I don't think this is the only one. I think there are going to be multiple breakouts. And it's interesting that the World Health Organization is weighing in on this. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what got me worried when I read the article. I'm like, what does the Doctor Who people want? And then I was like, oh, those Who people.
Did you call them the Doctor Who people?
Yeah, I call them the Doctor Who people.
All right. Yeah, the World Health Organization saying there's a huge risk. It says the lab held deadly virus samples. I guarantee there's more than what they're saying. I guarantee, people don't understand how bad this is or how, look, let me say this. It's not bad. It's just not good. I don't think people are ready for it. Okay, let's go back to Resident Evil. I think people can understand that. If there's a virus that comes out and it's a little, not a lot, will it hurt people eventually if it's already been mutated? Now, why do they keep them in these labs? Is it to keep them on ice and say, okay, we're going to study them in the event that there's a breakout? The answer is yes. That's why they're there. That is a public facility that is known as a laboratory, which has research, and usually people research this, okay? When you have Resident Evil, they're underground and or they're secret, that's a problem, okay? So I'll give you that. At least it's a public one in a way. But the problem is all of the things that they break in and get and steal. Now, did they do so safely? There's certain movies on the subject, but that's what happened. That's why they're saying, guys, we need to pay attention to this. This is really bad. And yeah, and this guy is actually going, I don't know what to do because he's in the area of Sudan. I don't think there'll be a breakout in Sudan. I think there will be a breakout in the next maybe, because those people are dumb. You never ever break in. That's why I say don't ever do it, no matter how much. Okay, because if there's anything that breaks, you are not immune to any of the viruses, and they cause all sorts of things. So when you have someone die all of a sudden, and then you have an area all of a sudden with some rare disease, I guarantee you link it to this, Jess. That's what you link it to. Now, I guarantee there are a couple others, probably all, and I guarantee they're getting money. Rarely are they people, or are they getting money, or are they just people that go, oh, there's a laboratory, let's break in and steal stuff?
You know what? That's actually a good idea. I mean,
no, it's a bad idea. Don't ever break in.
No. What I'm saying is they broke in there for a specific reason rather than just trying to cause chaos and stuff.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so that's the question. If it was an accident, these things are usually on lockdown. So usually, if it's an accident, it's like imagine people that break in and steal jewelry. Okay, that's an accident, right? Hey, why not? But that's dumb. Okay, that's super dumb. Oh man, they have all kinds of things going on here. Oh, they reported it to the end. This is a Jess. Oh yeah, they're gonna have to get. Oh wow, this is bad. All right, I don't know how to explain it. Let me just put it this way. Okay, coronavirus is a little, not a lot, right, Jess?
Yes.
Okay, the viruses that are there are a lot, not a little. That's So if any of those break out, A, they're bad, B, they're really bad, and C, they're so bad they can create a problem for everyone. That's why you said in a way you would use it as a weapon, but in a way I say it's not good as a weapon because then it gets around the world because people travel. There are people that will be immune to some of these, but because a lot of them have been there for I don't know how long, they store them, they put them kind of in a freezer, and they keep them. You got to like seal up, and there's like but you don't want a breakout. And if you don't like the reason, I mean, it's obvious why you don't want to break out. So the point is, next, I don't know. It depends who stole it, who paid for it, if they paid for it, or if it was just random. If they paid for it, then that's a problem because then they weaponize. So it could be Russia, it could be other areas, or they sell it as a weapon that's biological weapon. Those things happen all the time. But the problem is they make it really lethal, and they make it so that you just wow, that's bad, Jess. Okay, so who broke in again on this particular laboratory?
Let's see. It said something about rebels. Let's see. Paramilitary raid support, ravage fight. Yeah, a lot of infighting. So it doesn't really specify who. It just says rebels. Like this is Star Wars.
Yeah, that means basically anyone against the U.S. Okay, that's number one. So U.S. will probably be the ones, or another area. Yeah, bad. This is really bad. I know. I always say like, why do we want to talk about this? It's this. Okay, people thought Wuhan. Remember Wuhan? And Trump was talking about he's running for president. I'm pretty sure. Didn't get locked up. Told you, did he get locked up? Did I miss that?
No, I don't believe he got locked up.
Yeah, I told you. I told people. I said, I don't know why they're doing this big thing. He didn't get locked up. He has picture taken. That's all it was. Like, big deal. Anyway, the point is this, okay? He's going to run for president. Guaranteed. He shouldn't. He should focus on his business because I guarantee he's, like, making no money. And if he is making money, it's on a little, not a lot. But the point is this, okay? When you saw Wuhan, the Wuhan laboratory, there were a lot of ideas. You remember, like, people going, oh, there was video of a person eating a bat. That's how coronavirus came out. Do you remember that, Jess? Back in 2020 when it first, like, right before they called it a pandemic. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. I remember seeing that video. Oh, my God, that was gross.
And then some said that there were people kind of, in a way, relaxed about the situation when it came to, like, what they had in Wuhan, that coronavirus technically was there, but some think it was in other laboratories that also got broken into, and then some think it was just released because they always have all of a sudden the vaccine. I think it's technically that one, but you're not really allowed to say. Anyway, the point is this. The fact that the viruses are out there, okay, there's always virus, right? There are people, there are virus, right? That's just the thing, okay? We have whatever. But you usually have immunity to a lot of these viruses. So the way, okay, and this is why I say watch Resident Evil. If you understand the laboratory makes them a weapon, they also have what they say is the fix. That's what they sell to people because that's basically how they get funded. They, in a way, say, okay, we have these. I mean, what else do you want us to do with them is what they say. But I say, we'll get them on better lockdown so that they don't get out into the world because they can cause worse than a pandemic. They could cause a disease so bad, okay, that you go, oh God, it's the deadly plague of 2030, right? It could be the next, like, okay, coronavirus, there were about what? I don't know what the recent numbers are. I stopped at 6, was it million? Yeah, 6 million. But this could be a potential problem of like, I don't know how many more million dead. All right. And whether it be like quick, fast, and or sudden. Okay. AIDS is still technically a problem. They have a lot of things to help fix it and or like certain you could take, like, but in a way, I don't think they're ready for this because coronavirus is still a thing. If you look at every single news item, you have coronavirus, and coronavirus does something with other diseases and makes them worse. So in essence, now I'm not going to say in essence, and technically, there are going to be problems probably in the future, Jess, again, because people like this break in, they release, and or they make it worse. So there you go, Jess. So I think that's very important news. Oh, by the way, Jerry Springer died.
Wow, you bring that up in the last 4 minutes before we're done.
Well, I think Jerry would be like, I'm done, guys. I'm out of here. And I think he did that. But yeah, what happened there, Jess?
Honestly, yeah. So yes, he passed away this morning. Well, that's when I heard about it. But it just says he passed away peacefully at night, and he was sick for a little bit, but it said natural causes. So as long as he doesn't die of it, it's just sad. I mean, I grew up with him in the '90s.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. He's the one that you would turn on the like TV, and I forget which channel it was on, maybe nine. And so you turned it on, and sometimes you would turn away, but there were some times where they started talking, right? And he'd listen, and then they go, and then they go all, and then there'd be a fight break out, right? I think that he was known for the fights. And then I remember the guy, the security guard, he's bald. He had like a show of his own. I think he did a little talk show of his own because he was. Remember that? Do you remember that, Jess?
Yes, I believe his name was Steve. But yes, oh, I love that show.
Yeah,
I mean, all I know is if I was ever like walked out on stage and I saw that I was on the Jerry Springer show, I'd be like, "Oh my God, no! What happened?"
Yeah, you had to have security for that show because everybody beat each other. Some people thought it was fake, but I'm like, I don't know. Sometimes I believe them, and sometimes you see them in public, you go, okay. Let's see. Let's do a shout out to Stephanie who's tuning in. Says hello, happy editing, and let's see, she's doing stuff for media. Awesome, good job. Keep it going. I did have a conversation with someone who's doing their own, media thing. I'll say, and they said, do you do an LLC, a podcast? And I didn't know how to say it, but I'm just going to say this: do a media thing. You could do anything and everything under that particular LLC, if that makes sense. Then you can write it off, you can expense it, you can, you have to keep like kind of, there's a lot of stuff you got to do with an LLC, but you can actually profit from that eventually. And you can build credit, you can do a lot with it, but do that, and then you'll be, because sometimes people change a podcast name. They don't even do a podcast all the time. They do a little, not a lot, because they get busy with other stuff. So that's the advice. Do that, and you'll be good to go. All right. Also, I wrote a book on a lot of subjects on that, which is, in bookstores, Barnes & Noble. Go check it out. How do I'll promote it later. Anyway, make it a great day. Whatever you do, remember life is worth living. Live it well. All right, everyone.